later and reacts. Turn back on. The Comethazine ruined his the Comethazine label ruined his career. Now, part as a Comethazine fan, I'm one of the few people anything balls Comethazine I deserve to talk about because I'm a big fan. Like I said, I did this video. I don't know. I just wanted to get some other
For
boys out.
being one of the most young, promising rappers in 2018, to having barely any talk or coverage about his latest project he just dropped, man, what happened to Comethazine? But I can't even say I'm surprised because in this rap industry, artists come and go so much that sometimes these artists just disappear and we just forget as fans how hyped up they really were in their peak due to just how fast new trends come and new artists come and
Facts.
people are just always on social media seeing new shit every day. Because people really forget in 2018, Comethazine was everywhere when Walk first went viral and
Facts.
it had a lyrical Lemonade music video in a time where that was low-key likes. That was rare and it made your shit certified instantly. The song Walk was everywhere. His career seemed promising from the sole fact that he had the image, he had the persona, and he had fire ass music. It was like TK kind of like people always say he kind of was biting TK's style.
I didn't think he was
but
biting
even if
TK.
he
I
was,
didn't
he
think
put his
so.
little own shit
I
on
didn't
it,
think
and
he
he had
was.
his own real fan base. So although he had all the components to really take off and have longevity, what went wrong and caused his numbers to just keep declining and declining? In his last album, like, take a look at these numbers on YouTube, man. Well, in this video today, that's what we're gonna do, man. We're gonna look into Comethazine's career and really figure out why that shit didn't work, what happened, what went wrong. Because in a lot of rappers' cases, they have a flop era. But little do you know, every rapper has a flop era, and it only becomes a flop era if you bounce back. And with Comethazine, man, it's not looking too good. So did he have multiple hits? Let's look at his top songs on Apple Music and see if he really stamped himself. Alright, so he got a few songs that were semi-viral and definitely enough.
Now, let me just give my quick little origin story about Comethazine. So, pretty much I was listening to the music, right? Just listen to music. I keep seeing this recommend video for Cole Bennett Band's Comethazine vid, right? I keep like, why does it keep showing up? Why it keep showing up? It was showing up like every day for like a past good week. And bitch, I just clicked. I'm like, fuck it, why not? Give it a chance. Let's see what it really is. Clearly, they recommend for a reason. I listened to that song, and the rest was history, man. Man, the song Bands was fire, man. The song Bands was fire. You know what I'm saying? And Bands was his hit before Walk to me. Like Bands was already out and it was already doing numbers before Walk was the Walk vid was out. But yeah,
To build up hype and help him become massive. But judging how
find
they're all in
them,
the
let them
same
eat
years,
nonsense.
man, let's talk about what happened. So if all these hits are 2018-19, what happened in 2020? Well, if you ask me, nothing went wrong because he dropped a fire pandemic album like a lot of artists did. And I remember at the time this shit came out and people fucked with it. But it's the project after that.
It was cool to me. I
Although it's
liked
still
it.
fire, it's the same exact
Now
sound as his
Bosky
previous
Foe,
music. No
Bosky
songs
Foe was
touched
hard
over
to me.
10
I like
mil.
Bosky
Now,
Foe.
even though that's a lot of views, bro, you gotta understand, that's a semi-viral hit if it gets 10 mil. That means that no song on this project was a hit. It was just a good
Nah, I'm
listen.
thinking about Bosky 3.5. That's what I'm thinking about. Bosky 3.5 was fire. Bosky 3.5. Yes. The
You know what
red
I'm
one?
saying? Now,
Yes.
that's not bad if you have a good label that will, still supply, still fuck with you. But with the lower amount of views and the time spent off the Billboard charts, his 2019 hits might have just gotten lost in the 20,000 of trap albums that came out. You know what I'm saying? Everybody dropped in 2020.
Shoot Me
even
video,
Cardi.
hard.
But Comethazine's
Shoot Me, the
2021
song Shoot Me
album, it
was
completely
hard.
flopped. And on YouTube, there's yet to have a song with 1 million views. So at this point, Comethazine is not doing damage like he previously was, because flopping in 2021 and his previous album before that did the same thing. Man, the reason this whole situation is strange is because
Comethazine, the album was different though. It didn't sound like the other Bosky. I think that was more of an experimental album. You gotta think about it. Comethazine's not a top tier rapper, and I'm not saying that like discredit. I'm talking about like if you look at if you was to put a pyramid, top tier A, tier B, like he's not tier A is like the Lil Wayne's, Drake's, Jay Z's, Eminem's. You know, people like them, like people who everybody know. You know what I'm saying? So, and Comethazine got like 500,000-600,000 subscribers. So it's like these views kind of the engagement is still there. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like you still have like it still lines up correctly. You know what I'm saying? It's
See,
still
his
like fair
music is the
amount. Still a
same.
lot.
You can listen for yourself to fucking see, but he really does make good music still. But nowadays in rap music, it don't matter how good your music is. It matters how good your label is at pushing you.
Hmm.
There's a few independent artists doing their thing, but even then, they're usually in a like very independent deal with the label. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be fully independent, bro, that's some real impressive shit. And with Comethazine, there's two major reasons his career didn't work out. So let's get into it. Like I said, first his label. As you can tell by his Instagram story,
Yeah,
Comethazine and his
the label
label
will do
clearly
that to
has
you.
some beef going on behind
Comethazine
the
should go
scenes.
independent. I believe
Comethazine
he
is
already got
signed
his
to
own
Alamo
album though.
Records. Alamo's a solid label and has signed a lot
So I
of
know
big
he got an
faces.
artist on there.
Although some of these big faces might be the reason for his career to decline so heavily. It wasn't until 2021 he said his label were his ops. But this is because by
But no,
2021
Bosky,
he
what was
was
y'all favorite? I need everybody cut. What was your favorite Comethazine album? Mine's, I would probably pick the classic Bosky. Just cause it started an era. You know what I'm saying? And it was fire. No misses on that bit.
his
No
label's
misses.
top priority,
That
and
was
that's
hard.
that. Rappers try warning you guys, if you don't have solid hype and you're not a mainstream face of your label, bro, the label does not care about you. That's why you have to wait to sign until you're already big. The years 2018 and 2019, he was really putting in work for his label. He was one of the biggest faces on that label. Although, by 2020, the label's idea of Comethazine and Smoke Perp taking over the rap game, man, that was completely erased and replaced by a bunch of just street rap. And it didn't help that on Alamo Records was artists Raw Wave and Lil Durk. Also Lil Got It, also the Baby when he dropped Kirk, he was
I
signed to
didn't even know
Alamo.
the baby and them was even on
Blackbeard's a
there.
rock artist he signed to
I don't even know
Alamo.
who this guy
The
is.
point I'm making is Comethazine
But
saying
blonde
his
hair
label is the ops
Comethazine,
in 2021 is
blonde hair Comethazine was a different era. That was a different. That was like a different gen of Comethazine. You had the hero. You had all types. But the chain fire too. The sculpture, yeah, that was part of him. No, but what do you notice about artists when they first come out and later down? The interviews. Where are the interviews? You get no interviews like this no more. When the last time you seen a comedian interview? I used to watch all this man interviews. Now just thinking out even interview. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just it's not just him. It's just all type of artists. You know what I'm saying? It's just everybody too cool now. You know. You know. So I feel like interviews
just like
could
they had
really help
completely
your career. I
uninvested
feel
in
like it has something
clients.
to do with it
Judging
because
by his
people
lack of music
learning who you
videos,
is. You know what I'm saying?
marketing, and exposure. But I mean, at the same time, after reading all these artists who are signed by Alamo, when it comes into bringing in money and generating revenue, bro, Comethazine doesn't even touch Dirk or Raw Wave. He hasn't even probably made a fraction of what they've made. You gotta think Comethazine was a
I
rapper who
want
was up next.
Comethazine to
He
put
had a hit
more
song, but he was
features
up
on this
next.
album too.
Bro, we're talking about Dirk. He has one of the most loyal fan bases in rap. He's been doing this shit for 10 years. Raw Wave has one of the most loyal fan bases and only been doing this shit for like 4 or 5 years. But these are two of the biggest rap stars. These are superstars who could sell out arenas. So did Comethazine just get overlooked by his label companions? Or, like I said earlier, the second option on why Comethazine's career so just rapidly declined, bro, it's because clout music, that shit died and Comethazine low-key came up in that era. And if you weren't able to make that shift like Cardi, like Uzi, like Nav, then you just didn't make it.
Mm.
2018 to 2020.
I feel like Comethazine has some solid songs. The thing, and another thing I did like was Comethazine was doing his little method. I don't know if it was him or the label, but pretty much he'll drop like 1 or 2 singles, then his album time, 1 2 singles again, album time, 1 or 2 singles again. I kind of like I need singles. I need a couple more. You know, keep running it up, build the anticipation for the album. You know what I'm saying? I still feel like he could drop more for sure. He seemed more like an album type of rapper. He only drop giving albums out and shit. I want to see more. I just want to see more. Just more music.
Rap completely changed. And the rise of Atlanta and Chicago and New York all having their own little sound and scene, it left that 2016 to 18 era to make a decision. Are they going to shift into this new sound? Are they going to stay doing what they're doing?
Comethazine started
Are they
dropping
create
more
a new sound?
R&B-ish.
Cardi create
He had a
whole new
couple
sound, a whole lot of
R&B-ish
rap. You had Uzi make one of the
trap
best
music
trap albums
type.
with Eternal Tape.
That was different,
But
you know.
what you have Comethazine do, you had him stay to the same formula. And what happened with that? nothing. It just was outdated. Nobody
Like,
really was
like I
fucking with
said,
it
he
no more.
still had
That
like
take
the,
sound goes
you
way
know.
back. So in a way, he kind of needs to evolve
Shout
to
out
where he
10
didn't.
Toes in, by the way.
Point
You know what I'm
is,
saying?
Comethazine kind of just got left behind. Now he still
I
makes
didn't think he
great
sounded like
music,
Take
even though I
either.
said it didn't evolve that much, because he's always just had a good sound. And who knows, he could just be trying to release projects so he can get out of this deal. We've seen a
Hopefully
lot
that's
of
the
artists
case.
get out of bad deals, become independent, and try to build hype like that.
I guess the
That's what
meme Lil
PNB
Durk
Rock
face
was
right
doing
there.
before his passing. That's what Jay Critch is currently doing. Rap isn't always as fair as people want it to be, and sometimes people get overlooked because it's a dirty game. Who knows why Comethazine really fell off? Was it because his music wasn't evolving? Was it because his label neglected him?
I think
Is it
he
his
was
lack of marketing?
experimenting
Who
with his
knows?
last
But whatever,
album.
man.
I
We're gonna have
will
to
say
let
that.
time tell with that one and see how this
Nah,
shit
the
turns out.
album before
But I
that,
appreciate you
Comethazine,
guys
the
tuning
album
in. Make
was
sure to
more of
comment what you want to see
experimental.
next.
Just
But
trying
yeah, it's
something
been your
different,
boy
you know what I'm
10
saying?
Toes. I'm out, boy.
But yeah, though, Comethazine, Mike Hopper J, that shit was hard. Comethazine has more music, man. But yeah, I could agree. He's not as hype as he was.